What's happening, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of 2A in LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Look, fam, I'm going to try to make this real succinct because I just want to get some good information out. When I get good information, I like to pass it on to you guys. I did a video a while back on gun control, and my major thrust of that video was that the media and politicians, when they talk about gun violence, don't provide any context. So just really quick, for background sake, we have over 300 million people in the United States. There are over 400 million guns in the United States. We have more guns in the United States than we do people. Comparatively speaking, automobiles are only 276 million, right? So 400 million guns in this country, yet there are only 30 to 40,000 gun deaths every year. That is 0.01 of 1%. Not 1%, but 0.01 of 1%. And I'm not sliding that, but to add additional context, you should also know that over 60% of those 30 to 40,000 are suicides. So the media would have you believe that crazed gunmen are going out and shooting people randomly all over the country, when it's simply not the case. The overwhelming number of gun deaths that we have in our country every year are from suicides, over 60% of those. And the remaining gun deaths that are, homicides, are kind of concentrated in cities where that are really condensed, where people are on top of one another, where there is lack of access to good education, where there is lack of access to employment opportunities, where because of those things, things like drugs and gangs take foothold. And so you would expect that there would be additional violence in those neighborhoods and those communities. So what I'm really saying is we don't necessarily have a gun problem. We have a mental health problem, and we have an income and opportunity disparity problem. And if we spent our time focusing on that instead of focusing on making up erroneous gun control laws, I think we'd all be better off. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I just gave you that for background. What I'm really here to talk about today is about us, about me and you, the good guys with the guns. Because what's also underreported in media, what's also not given context by our politicians that represent us, is the number of times that good guys with guns aid and thwart crime. And so just so you know, I'm just giving you straight facts here. There are about 20,000 murders in our country every year, gun-related and non-gun related. So total, right? Of those 20,000 or so, you should know that 4 to 5 times that amount, there are defensive people using guns defensively to thwart crimes, right? So for every one, there's 4 to 5, for every one murder, gun-related or not, there are 4 to 5 times that number of people who are using their guns defensively to stop crime, and the vast majority of those times, the guns are never even shot. Okay? So there's this narrative again that people who own guns are crazy and out of control, and that there's this gun epidemic that's COVID-like spreading across the country, and everybody's in danger, and that's why we got to get all these guns and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm just telling you the majority of gun deaths are suicides, and if you think that if you eliminated guns, suicide would decrease, just know that non-suicidal gun deaths are also very high. And so people would likely just use another means to commit suicide if they didn't have guns at their fingertips, okay? And again, most of the homicides that take place in this country have to do with lack of upward mobility, economic opportunity, and economic sustenance. And they're kind of isolated in certain cities, certain urban cities and urban areas. And so again, that has nothing to do with guns. Those neighborhoods would still be violent with or without guns. Plus, more importantly, criminals aren't going out to the local FFL to buy guns. Right? So when you make gun control laws to stop criminals, to stop people from doing violent crimes, those people are not buying guns at the local gun store anywhere. They're buying them in black markets underground because they don't want the gun to be traced to them. So those laws aren't doing anything anyway. But more than all of that, just know that good guys like us with the guns are out there protecting ourselves and our families, and we do that at a rate 4 to 5 times of those of murders or homicides in this country. And by no means am I advocating vigilantism. Without that, this is just us protecting us and our loved ones. And so look, fam, we are the good guys with the gun. The police are not likely going to be there in time. We need to hold responsibility to protect ourselves, to protect our loved ones, and we are doing that 4 to 5 times the clip. So don't listen to people who tell you you need to disarm or you don't need a gun or all that stuff. No. People, good guys with the guns, are making a difference on a daily basis out there. And just because it isn't being reported by the media, and just because our politicians aren't talking about it, doesn't mean that it's not true and that we shouldn't be proud of that fact and we shouldn't continue to do it. All right? Until next time, fam, take care of one another. Peace.